Good afternoon, children. Now we have come to 6th standard children. We will see the prose section 1 connected to sea turtles. Very interesting topic where we are going to see the lifestyle of the sea turtles. Sea turtles usually they live in the big oceans. Their complete lifestyle we are going to see in this particular lesson, how they lay their eggs, how they are able to incubate their eggs, and finally we see how these turtles have long years. That means they live long time in the ocean. So this is what the habits we are going to see, the mannerisms of olive ridley turtles. We have 7 species in this world, children. 7 species, different kinds of turtles. Not one, but 7 species in the world, and out of that 5 could be found along the coastal regions of India. Coastal regions means along the seashore, that is known as the coastal places of the Indian Ocean. All these Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, they are the coastal areas that surrounds the southernmost part, east and west side, and the south tip Indian Ocean. We have the coastal areas, we can find these turtles. One particular turtle is olive ridley. We are going to deal about the olive ridleys in detail in this chapters, that is section 2, section 3. We are going to see what is about this particular sea turtle. Now I am going to read the lesson. Now prose sea turtles. What are we going to talk about? We have seen the pictures there. The loggerhead. The first sea turtle's name is the loggerhead. The olive ridley. That's a common turtle found on the shores of our beaches. For example, Trivandrum beach, all these beaches will have these olive ridleys, where human habitat is less. You cannot see that in Marina beach, but you can see in the Trivandrum beach, Besant Nagar beach, there the olive ridley, there people will not go. You cannot see the crowd there, but these olive ridleys come out to lay their eggs on the land itself. They cannot lay eggs in the water. That is the mannerism of these sea turtles, olive ridley particularly, the leatherback, the hawksbill, the green sea turtle. Now some questions are asked related to these turtles. Have you seen the turtles? Where do they live? You have to say whether you have seen or not. Turtles are different from tortoises. You put a tick there. He asks you to put a tick for the correct ones and wrong for the incorrect statements. Turtles are different from tortoises. Put a tick. Turtles are sea animals. Put a tick. There are 7 kinds of sea turtles in the world. Put a tick. Sea turtles are very small. Put an into mark, that is false. Turtles come ashore to lay eggs. Put a tick. Sea turtles come to rest on land. Put into incorrect statement. Olive ridleys are the only sea turtles seen on Indian shores. Put a tick mark. So you are able to understand this clearly, children. The first prose section 1 deals with sea turtles. Now we have the glossary here. Marine, found in the sea. What all animals you found in the sea are known as marine species. Species, a group of animals with common features. I told you already, it has the common features. That is why tortoise turtles are the close relatives and they resemble almost the same, but their lifestyle may be different, but tortoises and turtles are similar in many ways. Coastal, land by the edge of the sea. You see the coastal areas, the sea will be there, the shore will be there, that is known as the edge of the sea, coastal, by the edge of the sea. Now Arabada. Now we come to this particular definition. Arabada is connected to the olive ridleys. Arabada. In most parts of the world, olive ridleys come ashore alone to lay their eggs. Olive ridleys, they come alone, not in groups. The female ones come alone to lay their eggs. However, Odisha is one of the 3 places in the world where a phenomenon known as mass nesting. Arabada means, the definition for Arabada is mass nesting. They come in single, they take their places, they lay their eggs inside a big hole and cover them. So that is known as mass nesting, or aribada takes place. Mass nesting or aribada. On certain nights during the nesting season, thousands of female turtles come ashore simultaneously to lay their eggs on particular beaches. They take a liking to a particular beach. They come in large numbers on the shore. Then they lay their eggs. They make a very big hole and they lay more than 100 eggs inside that hole. Cover them with the flippers. With the help of the flippers, they cover the whole eggs with the sand and they leave immediately to the sea very fast. Now we go on to the section 2. Take turns and read this section aloud. Work in pairs and underline the new words. Find out their meanings from the dictionary. Between the months, see the months they come to nest, that is to lay eggs. January and March. Between the months of January and March, female olive ridleys come ashore at night to lay their eggs, because you know the warmth of the sun allows the eggs to break. So during this particular season, that is January to March, these female olive ridleys come ashore and they lay their eggs and they go away. Come ashore at night to lay their eggs. This is quite a problem for them, as a turtle's front flippers enable it to swim gracefully and effortlessly, but are not very useful for me. See, understand the flippers I told you, the front flippers they have. For them it is very easy to swim in the sea, in the water, but when they come to land, they find it very difficult to move on the land with the help of the flippers. They find it very difficult. As you know, when a fish is thrown out of water on a land, it just cannot survive because it can only live in the water. It dies immediately. Can you understand? The same way the sea turtles, when they move on the land, they find it very difficult to move with the help of the flippers. But these flippers are very helpful when they swim in the sea. That is the difference. And effortlessly. They swim very gracefully and effortlessly, but are not very useful for moving on land. These flippers do not help them to move on the land. The turtle has to haul itself, pull itself. Haul means to pull itself laboriously onto the land with heavy burden, because it has a heavy shell on its back. So with that heaviness on its back, it is very difficult for the turtle to move on the land. For in the sea, it floats. With the help of the flippers, it is able to move the water and it can feel very light. That is the hard shell on the turtle. So that is the difference you find. Then it chooses a spot well away from the high tide line. Here see how sensible it is. It moves to the land interior, not on the coastal side where the waves come and lash the shore. Not there. It never lays its eggs on near the water. It moves inside the land. That's why it finds it very difficult to move with the flippers. But anyhow, it is able to pull itself. Pull means haul. Haul itself. Very difficult. Laborious means very hard. Laborious work, very hard work. Laboriously with a heavy back, that is the hard back that it has, is anyhow it is able to move to the land interior and finds a place where no water comes and spoils the egg. Moves very far inside, farther inside the land, takes a particular spot and then it lays its eggs. There it finds the dry land where its eggs can hatch. The warmth of the sun hatches the eggs in such a way that the tiny little ones come out with their own effort, though it has closed the complete cavity that has been dug, taken out by the olive ridley. The young little ones, as soon as they hatch, they come out of the sand and move towards the sea. That is the greatest skill the sea turtles have. chooses a spot well away from the high tide line, that means not near the water, goes deep into the dry land, into which it lays about 100 eggs. So, you can just imagine the turtles lay about 100 eggs at a time. Each egg is in the shape and size of a table tennis. Underline the word. The eggs look like exactly like a table tennis ball. Once all the eggs are laid, the turtle fills in the cavity. Then it camouflages the nest by tossing sand on it, using its flippers. No one should know that the eggs are inside that cavity. Completely covers that with the sand. The eggs cannot be seen. That ordinary sand covers the entire cavity hole and nobody knows where the eggs are. Hide or disguise something. Hide the eggs in such a way and covers that with the sand. All the eggs are inside that cavity and the mud is overthrown. The sand is overthrown. The nest by tossing the sand on it using its flippers. Very fast it uses its flippers and covers the whole cavity. That is done, it returns to the sea. The eggs are left to incubate under the warmth of the sun. I told you, no, the heat of the sun makes the egg to incubate for a period and then the young ones hatch out. The eggs, they are broken and they come. The warmth of the sun is needed to incubate the eggs. In many places around the world, local people follow the tracks of the turtle to its nest. So, the people who are the local people mean the people who live on the near the beaches. Say for fishermen, the fishermen know very well how to follow these olive ridleys because these eggs are very, very useful for their medicinal purposes. So, here we find that the fishermen and the local people of that particular area where the olive ridley lives, they follow these olive ridleys, find out the place where these olive ridleys lay their eggs. So, they find out and they then remove the sand and take the eggs and go away. They collect the eggs for eating. That is the main thing. It has some medicinal. They say that the olive ridleys and the tortoise eggs are particularly have medicinal values in that egg. So, the local fishermen or the local people in and around that area will fetch these eggs and they take it home and they eat it. Jackals, domestic dogs and pigs too dig up and eat the eggs by following the scent left by the turtle. So, while the turtle leaves to the sea, they follow. The eggs are very good sniffers. Jackals, all the dogs, the jackals, the foxes, all these wolves have a very strong scent. They belong to the dog family. So, they have this sniffing very strong that they follow the scent of the sea turtle and they find out where it has laid its egg. That is the greatest tragedy. These sea turtles, they do not know. They hatch the eggs and they move away. They do not come back and see. They cannot see. So, that is left under and some will be eaten by these animals. Those eggs that escape such people and predators, enemies, animals that kill another animal for food is known as a predator. Hatch 45 to 60 days later. Takes 45 to 60 days. The eggs take 45 to 60 days to hatch. The hatchlings, the young ones of the sea turtles are called as hatchlings. Learn this word. The young ones of the sea turtles are known as hatchlings. The hatchling slash open the leathery eggshell with the help of a tiny egg tooth. see the trickish way of coming out of that egg. The egg has an outer covering like leather. That leather is split open by the sharp tooth of the hatchlings. They have a very sharp tooth, egg tooth, very sharp and small one, which is very sharp, which can pierce open the leather egg, and then it comes out very fast. Egg tooth, that is known as the egg tooth. This is like a razor blade. I told you, no, that egg tooth will be very sharp, razor blade. It will be very sharp like a razor blade. At the top, at the tip of a hatchling's snout, the snout is there, the nose, you call that a snout. That snout has a very sharp egg tooth, which is like a razor blade. When most of the eggs have hatched, the hatchlings push themselves upwards through the sand. I told you, no, great effort. When the sand is covered over the eggs, when it gets hatched, it comes out with great effort out of the sand, because the eggs are laid in a very big cavity, deep hole. From there they have to travel to the top, removing the sand on top, and then they march towards the sea and emerge on the surface of the beach. From here they make a hurried dash to the sea. They never go slowly, they know very well. The crows, the hawks, the seabirds that will be just moving above the sea will see them and they will catch them. So they, with a lot of effort, they move into the water very fast. They push themselves and they go into the water very fast. They don't want to become a prey to the other animals. Are you able to follow this section 2 clearly, children? Section 1 was very easy. We saw the species of the sea turtles, comparison between the tortoises and sea turtles we saw, and afterwards we saw the attitude of the sea turtles and how many years they could live on the land as well as in the sea. Now we come to the second, how they incubate their eggs. What is the lifestyle of their incubation, the sea turtles incubation, and how these tiny hatchlings move into the sea and how they come out. Without the help of the mother, they are able to come out of the sand and move into the water. That is the attitude of the sea turtle. The lifestyle of the sea turtles is clearly shown here in the section 2 of our prose lesson. Now we see the glossary. Flippers, broad flat limbs used for swimming. You must have seen the tortoise have and the turtles have flat limbs that can wade through the water. They have a webbed flipper that will be very flat. You can see in the ducks, especially for the ducks, the swans, they have a webbed feet. The same way, the webbed flippers will help them swim in the water. Predators, animals that kill each other animals for food. Animal killing another animal is known as a predator. Haul, pull, I told you already. Haul means pull with force, that is known as haul. Slash, to cut open, that is known as slash. Laboriously, with great effort. You have to work very hard, that is great effort, laboriously. Snout, pointed nose of an animal. Snout, the snout, we have a beautiful nose, but here the animals, here these sea turtles have a snout, sharp snout. Cavity, a hollow space, I told you, a deep hole in the sand. Emerge, come out. To come out is known as emerge. Camouflage, hide or disguise something. For example, the camouflage is used in chameleons. The chameleons that belong to the lizard variety, they camouflage according to the leaves, the flowers, the fruits, they change the colors. You must have studied in science about the chameleons. Incubate, hatch eggs using warmth. Hatch, that is incubation. When the eggs are given that heat, immediately the eggs hatch. That is known as incubation. Female, now we have to choose the right and the wrong answer. Female olive ridleys come ashore at night to lay eggs. True. Female olive ridleys, they move towards the land only during nights. Put a tick mark. The eggs of an olive ridley are in the shape and size of a cricket ball. Wrong. Tennis ball. Cricket ball is bigger than the tennis ball. It is in the shape of a tennis ball. Ridleys come to lay their eggs in the month of January. True. From January to March, they move to the land and they lay their eggs. Turtles use their flippers and make a hollow for the nest. True, they use their flippers. How we use our hands to eat, legs to walk, the same thing. The flippers are used to dig hole. The hatchlings use a tiny egg tooth to come out. True, that is also true. There is an interesting aspect of sea turtle biology. What is that? We'll see in this. The temperature inside the egg determines the sex of the embryo while it is growing. See, the temperature inside the egg determines the sex, whether it is female or male. The temperature decides, it seems. Abba, when the eggs develop at 27 degree to 28 degree centigrade, only male hatchlings are produced. At 30 degree centigrade, only female hatchlings are produced. An equal mix of male and female hatchlings is produced only when the eggs incubate at precisely 29 to 30 degrees centigrade. So, all these are the main features of the sea turtle and its hatchlings. Now, we have finished the section 1 and section 2, children. We need the questions for this related. So, we find this here. Take page number 92. Choose the correct answer. You may choose more than one answer needed. The dash is a biological relative of tortoises. Sea turtle. Next one. In India's coastal waters, we can see a species of sea turtles. Sea turtles come to the shore. To lay eggs. It is a problem for sea turtles to come ashore because animals and people hunt them. That is the answer. C. First one is A, second one is B, third one is B, fourth one is C, fifth one is A, sixth one is a sea turtle camouflages its nest by tossing sand on it to incubate eggs in the warmth of the sun is B. Fifth one, a turtle flippers help it to swim. Fourth one, it is a problem for sea turtles to come ashore because animals and people hunt them, that is C. So, you have selected the correct options for the given exercise. Now, we see the words that is given here, beach, related to the text, write them below. Find any 5 words related to sea from the text, write them below. Then use the words to frame sentences of your own. Now, we see here beach, swimming, motorboat, crabs, sand, cavity. All these words are connected to our lesson. The first one, beach. We like to play in the sandy beach. How to frame sentences? With this word, you have to frame a sentence, construct a sentence or make a sentence. Swimming. I like swimming. My hobby is swimming. Motorboat. We went on a motorboats, we find the fishermen using the motorboats. Now, at modern times, they don't use this, the long thing the fishermen used to go across the rivers. They don't use that now. They have modern mechanized motorboats. So, fishermen use motorboats nowadays. Now we go on to the crabs. People eat crabs and they are very tasty. Very tasty. Crabs are very tasty to eat. You can use any word, sand. Children like to play in the sand. Cavity. There are cavities in beaches. These are the words that you have to frame a sentence for these. But you will be taken some more words from the textbook and you will be asked to frame sentences. These are all general words where you can use it very quickly. Now we come to the crossword puzzle. Use the clues and fill in the crossword puzzles. The word rhymes with seen is, you have to take the first down, seen, S-E-E-N, seen. The same rhyming word will be seen. These are homophones. Seen, one down. Second one. This animal has 2 horns and a spotted coat. Deer. Cross. Third one. This is a huge sea animal. That is, you have the whale. Then the next one is sounds like hair. Shines brightly. Sun. Rhymes with load. You can write road also. Rhyming words seen and road. You can understand the puzzle very clearly, children. Crossword puzzle. Write this according to the words given, the blocks given there. Language checkpoint. Now we see the nouns, countable and uncountable nouns. Language checkpoint. See here, don't say this. I cannot see much stars in the sky. You should never use much. I cannot see many stars in the sky. Countable, plural nouns must be used with many. I have little friends. Use few friends, not little friends. I have few friends. Every test contains about 20 questions. It is not every. Each test contains about 20 questions. Each refers to an individual object or a person. Every refers to, underline the word each, refers to an individual object. Every refers to a group. So, you should use each test. Is there any lemonade left? You should not write there. Any, is there some lemonade left? Any is used for questions and negatives. Some is used for positive. Now you have the passage at the back, comprehension passage, where we have to answer the questions related here. We will do that later on. Look at the picture, work in groups and give a short talk about it using words given below. You have to use all these words and give about the voluntary work of the students Sea Turtle Conservation Network. So, they have, with the help of that, they have picked out some words and you have to frame a paragraph connecting to it. Sea Turtle Conservation Network. Release olive ridley hatchlings into the sea. We should not harm them. That is the highlight of this program, where we should not harm these hatchlings or the sea turtles. They should be protected. That is a new voluntary scheme started by the government. Have you understood, children? The section 3 will be taken afterwards. Now I finished section 1 and section 2. You have to go through this passage very clearly and you have to underline the hard words and find out the meaning for them.